If you clicked on this video, chances are you were talking to a girl who, out of nowhere, stopped liking you back. You thought things were going well, she was showing high interest, and then things changed. There was one trait I can almost guarantee you that you were showing that really turned her off. That one trait, that one thing that you must avoid is neediness. I had to learn this lesson the hard way. So the whole point of this video is that so you can learn from my mistake. You don't have to go through a heartbreak or years of messing up in order to learn the same lesson. There was this one time I was talking to a girl back in high school, and I had asked her to hang out a couple times, and she said, oh, I'm busy. Oh, I have something going on. I just can't do it. And after looking back at things now, it was very clear that she just did not like me. She wasn't that interested, but in the moment, I was so love-struck. I was so obsessed with the idea of making her my girlfriend that I completely looked past that and kept chasing after her. So anyways, I talked to her for literally months over text, trying to get her to like me back, asking her out, and it just never worked out. I went through all of this effort just to find out she didn't even like me. Here are a few simple steps you can take to avoid being needy and actually be more likely to get that girl to like you back. The first step is you want to move from talking to going on a date as soon as possible. A misconception that a lot of guys have with dating is that the more I talk to the girl, the more I try to get her to like me back, the more likely she'll want to go out with me. And while that is somewhat true to an extent, because obviously she has to be comfortable enough with you to go out with you, you certainly can overdo it. You don't want to be the guy who spends months texting a girl just to figure out she doesn't even like him back, because then you wasted all this time talking to this girl when you could have been talking to someone else who actually liked you. So what should you do? Well, when you get a girl's number or you match with her on a dating app, ideally you want to text for a couple of days, right? Ask, get to know her a bit, do that whole thing. And then after you text her for a couple of days, you want to ask her to FaceTime. Now, why do you want to ask to FaceTime? Well, it kind of is a vetting process to figure out how interested she is in you. If she's willing to hop on a FaceTime with you, that's a good first step. That shows that she at least has some interest, because the harsh truth is that girls will play a lot of guys. They'll show that they're kind of interested in them, but it's not because they actually like them. It's because they just want to get their attention. So that's the first way to tell whether or not she likes you is she willing to at least hop on a FaceTime with you? If she is, that's a good first step. Then on this FaceTime, what you want to do is you want to ask high quality questions, not just yap about yourself the whole time. Oh, I was varsity high school bro. She doesn't care. You want to ask her questions, get her to talk, because women want to be with a man who understands them and listen to them. And then on the FaceTime, figure out what she likes to do. And if you get the vibe that it's going well, then at the end of the FaceTime, you ask her out to a date. Now you might be saying, oh, 3 or 4 days of talking, that's not enough. But bro, at this point, she's going to know whether or not she likes you. Like, you texting her more isn't going to change that. So you might as well just ask her out. And if a girl has high interest in you, she will say yes to going on a date with you. So many guys pay attention to, oh, how often does she text me back? Oh, what are the 3 signs that she likes me? The easiest way to tell whether or not a girl is into you is just ask her out for a date. If she wants to go on a date with you, she likes you. If she doesn't want to go on a date with you, she doesn't like you. Now you might be saying, oh, well, what if she rejects me and then she says no to a date? Well, if she rejects you, good. You move on, because it's better to get rejected early after a few days of talking than it is to after months of talking, because you don't want to waste a bunch of time talking to a girl who you don't even know likes you. So instead of doing that, set high standards and only go out with girls who actually want to be with you. Step 2 is actually to be okay without her. Now, this might sound a little bit counterintuitive, but as a man, I believe you should always have the mindset that if a girl is not treating you right, if she's not the person that you want, you'd be okay losing her. This is especially important in the early stages, in the talking stage, because if you have the mindset that I cannot live without this girl, I have to have her, it's going to come out in your actions and make you look needy. Instead of appearing confident and coming from a place of abundance, it's going to make you look insecure. Because do you really think the guy who's confident, the guy who is successful with women, is telling himself that, oh, I have to have this girl or I'm going to be crushed? No, that's not what he's saying. The guy who is confident is telling himself that, I would love to have her, but with or without her, I'll be completely fine, because the truth is that no one girl is going to make or break you. If you're a strong man, if you are confident in yourself, you should be okay with a girl whether or not she rejects you. And just have the mindset that if I get rejected, if things don't work out, fine, I'll move on. Step 3, focus on chasing your goals and not women. Another huge mistake that so many guys make with their dating lives is they make attracting a girl, they make getting a girlfriend the main purpose of their life. But the issue with this is that the pursuit of love is more of a feminine trait, and women want a masculine man. So in order for you to attract more feminine women, well, you have to be more in your masculine, because if you're not in your masculine, then it's going to put her in her masculine, which makes her unattractive to you. So instead of being the guy who focuses on love, on trying to get that girl to like you back, be the guy who is focused on your own goals. When you go throughout your day-to-day basis, instead of focusing on texting girls all day, on thinking about that girl who likes you back, think about your purpose, think about your mission, think about your goals. What is it that you're working on? For every young man, you might not know what your exact purpose is, what your life goal is. That's kind of something that comes more as you go on, and I don't even know if that came from me yet. But you at least have some sort of goal or something you can start working towards. Maybe you want to get into a prestigious university. Maybe you want to level up in your career or your business. Maybe you want to get in shape. You want to start going to the gym. And if you are struggling in the gym with building your dream physique and you want to unlock your true confidence, become your best self, I will link my coaching in the description and you can check it out. I would love to work with you and help you reach your goals. But whatever your purpose, whatever your goals are as a young man, be focused on that. Make that the purpose of your life, because women are always going to be more attracted to the men who are striving towards their goals, who are improving themselves, who are doing the right things. Because a harsh truth you must understand is that you attract the type of person that you are. So what you must do is focus on leveling yourself up and becoming your best self. And step number 3, and this might be the most important, let her bring up the topic of relationships. See, another spot where a lot of men mess up is they start getting needy for a relationship. They start wanting to lock a girl down to a commitment early because they're scared of losing her. They're worried about her going and talking to somebody else. But the thing is, when you bring up the conversation of relationships first, that is most likely going to be a huge mistake, because usually the man is ready for a relationship before the woman is, because men fall in love more based on appearance, that's the psychological truth, and women fall in love more based on characteristics and who the man is. And it takes more time for a woman to be comfortable than it does for a man. So what this means is, because you're likely going to be ready before she is, you need to first let her bring up the conversation of relationships. So what does this look like? Well, I'm also not saying that you should want her to ask you to be her boyfriend, because she's probably not going to directly ask you. But what she will do is, when she starts to get ready to be in a relationship, she'll start asking questions like, what are we? Where is this going? And that is the sign that she is at least starting to think about being with you. And at that point, you can ask her, okay, well, what do you mean by, am I thinking about getting in a relationship? Like, do I want a girlfriend? And then she'll probably say something like, oh, well, I've been thinking about, wanting to be in a relationship with you. And if she says something like that, then the ball's in your court and you can ask. But never, ever bring up the conversation of relationships before she does, because odds are it's going to be too early and it's going to make her not attracted to you, because she's not going to be ready for a relationship. So that's always the easiest way to know when it's ready to get into a relationship and you can make the move. So anyways, never ever be needy. Always come from a place of abundance in your dating life, because the truth is, as a man, you should never ever settle for someone who is not treating you the way that you want to be treated. You should never ever want a girl more than she wants you. And focus on your purpose, chase your goals, go to the gym, get in shape, become your best self, and stop worrying about chasing women. I'll see you for the next video, bro.